Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us. My name is Sheila Owens. I'm Vice President of Communications and Content at NAIFA, and welcome to month 5 of the NAIFA 2020 member experience. I'm going to talk to you a bit about how NAIFA communications can help raise your profile as an insurance and financial advisor by engaging in some of NAIFA's communications activities. In short, how can NAIFA help tell your story? So let's begin. So there's a lot of ways that we can help tell your story, but primarily the way to tell your story is to help you get recognized. So a number of ways to do that is one, we can help you serve as a source for the news media by appearing in news stories and publishing columns and letters to the editor. We can position you as a thought leader by publishing your own articles in some of NAIFA's media platforms. We want to position you as an excellent advisor by being recognized through our awards programs, such as Advisor Today for Under 40, through our action reports, which are also known as white papers. We also want to make sure that you are recognized as an active advisor in your professional association, meaning NAIFA, and we do that by providing some press release templates for you, so you can send those activities that you do taking place in NAIFA through to your local media. And then we want to position you as a trusted advisor on our Advisors You Can Trust consumer website and as a Main Street advisor. So let's begin here. So first of all, how can we position you as a media source? Here's an example. Just this past month, we had a call from a reporter at Insurance Newsnet, one of the trades that covers us regularly. Her name was Cassie Miller, and she was doing a story on holistic planning. So she said, I'd really like to talk to one of your NAIFA members that engages in holistic planning. So we looked around and we found Lori Adams out of NAIFA, Illinois. And she refers to holistic planning as kind of the non-math aspects of retirement. So we coordinated the interview with Cassie and Lori. They had a great interview, resulted in a really good story that told how Lori Adams really embraced holistic planning, how she evolved her practice in serving consumers in a more non-math way, not just making sure that they were financially secure, but what other steps were needed that she could help advise them so they could have a really not just secure financial retirement, but a happy retirement. So with this story was a great way to position her as a source for the news media, and of course we promoted it widely, and it's something that Lori then could take to her clients and show that she's an expert in this field. Another way to help you get recognized is through advocacy. Now, this was a request from our GR team. They wanted to do two things. One, they wanted to give a shout out to Senator Susan Collins for supporting our industry, particularly by her support through the Senior Safe Act. And another was just as a way to brief her constituents about what's going on in the Retirement Security Act as well. So with that, we wrote this column, this opinion column, and it served those two purposes. And we asked a NAIFA member from NAIFA, Maine, if we could put his name on this column, and of course he said yes. Now, if you're unable to do that through compliance issues, this case Matthew did not have to get approval from compliance, but there's ways around that, whereas you could write your own column, or we could just make sure it goes through the compliance process. But this was able to get published, pretty prominent placement in the Bangor Daily News, so we're really happy with that. So again, this gave Matthew some exposure in his community, and it also gave him a really good connection and relationship, secure relationship with his senator. Senator Collins was so happy with this piece that she wrote him this letter and signed it. They are now on a first name basis, thanking him for the column and how important it was for him to recognize her work. So again, something that Matt could probably frame and put in his office to show his future clients or current clients of his relationship with a very influential senator on Capitol Hill. So another way we're helping him get recognized. Other ways through advocacy, if it's not just a longer opinion piece like that was, quick letters to the editor. Again, the government relations team wanted a message sent to the readers of the Baltimore Sun, that community, about a certain provision in the Financial Consumer Protection Act. we were actually outraged. So we wrote a letter to the editor saying that Brian Jolles of NAIFA, Maryland, is outraged about this provision. So the message got across. Brian loaned us his name. We submitted the letter to the editor on his behalf, and it got published. So again, another good purpose, and Brian is getting some visibility in his community as a financial advisor. This is just another example. John Utz, who's president of NAIFA Pennsylvania, there was another issue going around, always issues going around at the state legislatures and federal level. This happened to be the purposes we wanted to give a shout out to Representative Mike Kelly of Pennsylvania for his work and leadership on the Retirement Enhancement and Savings Act. So we wrote this letter, asked John if we could place it with his byline, and he said sure, and it got published. So again, more visibility for John in his community. Other ways to get recognized, of course, through Advisor Today, our bi-monthly magazine. These are some images when the magazine was in print. It's now completely, fully digital. It's on advisortoday.com, publishes every other month, and it covers a whole range of issues. Way for you to get recognized, be a contributing writer. We're always looking for writers for Advisor Today articles, or if you have an expertise in a certain area, we will interview you for some articles in Advisor Today. Some of the topics: managing your practice, product spotlights like disability insurance, long-term care. If you have a niche expertise, even better. If you have some unique strategies on financial planning, sales and marketing, business ethics, all kinds of things we'd like to cover. Our editor-in-chief is Ayla Sika. And again, she's always looking for, to expand her circle of contributing writers and sources. We don't like to go to the same source every time. We want to give the visibility to as many NAIFA members as we can, because we know there's such a wide range of expertise out there, and we want a diverse set of voices and experiences in different communities. So please reach out to us. And when Io goes to conferences, she's always out there trying to meet as many people as she can, get as many cards as she can, so she can call you up and use you as a source. Advisor Day blog is another way. And the cool thing about the blog is, whereas the magazine is published every other month, the blog is very timely. It can be published daily. If there's something that's timely in the news that happens and you have an opinion on it, or you think we should have a strong opinion on it, let us know. We'll write a blog post on it, and we'll promote it widely. If you want to write a blog post, we'll position you as a guest blogger. And it's, again, a great way to get visibility on this platform, because we do get quite a bit of eyeballs going to this site, advisortoday.com, regularly. This blog's kind of fun, mainstreetusa.naifa.org. We really like this blog. It's fairly new. And the goal of this blog is a little more casual. We want to use it to position NAIFA, our members, as Main Street advisors who have real connections in their communities. So many of our members are involved in their communities, leadership programs, philanthropy. They're involved in their churches, in their schools, doing fundraisers, whatever. So many of our members are active in their communities, and we're very proud of that. We're so proud of our members and how they're such leaders, and they just want to be there to help people, but we want to give them that visibility, and this blog is a great way to do that. So whether you are coach of Little League, great cause, make sure that we know about it. You don't have to write an essay about what you're doing. Send us a picture. We'll post it, and we'll write the caption. But again, it's just a way for if your clients were able to wonder who you are, check out who you are, and they see that you're part of this community, that you're involved in their community. That's a level of confidence. I know if I were looking for an advisor and I saw that you were active not only in your professional association, but also active in your community and being visible through your professional association, that helps you stand out. So please continue to talk to us and send us pictures. We not only post them here, we post them on our Facebook pages and just anything to extend your visibility to the NAIFA community and consumers. This blog is the Nayfeh Blog, and it covers a little more serious. The Nayfeh Blog mainly covers advocacy activities at the state and federal level related to legislation and regulation. In this case that I'm showing here, our past president, Paul Doherty, who's very very knowledgeable in federal issues. Of course, as a past president, he's testified on behalf of NAIFA members on best interest standards. And we needed somebody to meet the chairman of the Securities and Exchange Commission. So SEC Chairman Jay Clayton met with Paul Doherty, and we wanted to make sure people were aware of that. So, of course, we wrote up this story. We posted his picture standing before the SEC building. We promoted this widely. And again, this is something that Paul can go back and tell his clients and tell others that he is a very informed authority on some of these issues that really affect the industry, and that NAIFA has taken a leadership role in helping to protect the industry by talking directly and having these established relationships with these officials. So, moving on, other ways to get recognized is through your professional excellence and your thought leadership. Lots of ways to do that through NAIFA awards programs, making sure that you participate in these awards programs. I mentioned Advisor Today for Under 40 and NAIFA's action reports, which are also known as white papers. So moving on, Advisors Today for Under 40. I wanted to give you this as an example because we are very proud of this award. It's been going on for several decades, and members have, they are nominated, and then these nominations go to a panel of judges who are your peers, and then we select 4, and they're published in the September and October issue every year. And we interview the winner. We give them a nice write-up. This is just part of the write-up. It's really much of a longer piece. The winner can talk as much as they want about personal, professional. They don't have to talk about their family. They can mainly just talk about why they have done such an amazing job at under the age of 40 to succeed in this business, because we know how challenging it is. But this is one way to get recognized, but another way is if you become a 4 Under 40 winner, we make sure we write a press release that you are one of NAIFA's 4 Under 40. And we write a press release and we send it to your local media. And in this case, the local media was the Chicago Tribune, which is a pretty good hit. And so they took the press release, they called him, they interviewed him, they used the same photo that we had used because it is such a nice photo. And they talked about this winner, Carmelo, and he, noticed that he was also recognized for receiving the NAIFA Quality Award. So this is a great, again, if I were Carmelo, I'd have this all over my office. I'd frame this, and anyone looking for a financial advisor, if they see that this advisor was written up in the Chicago Tribune, that's a pretty nice endorsement. And again, a way that NAIFA helps you get recognized. Just as an FYI, 4 Under 40, we take nominations after in the fall, and submissions are all due in May. And so just please keep that in mind for next year, so your photo goes right there so we can profile you and do all the things that we do for the 4 Under 40 winners. Another way to get recognized, we do action reports, again, otherwise known as white papers, where we like to feature the expertise of our members. In this case, this was an action report that was geared toward younger advisors. We called it Building a Successful Practice Early in Your Career. And we know that younger advisors, it's so hard to make it in this business, so hard to grow. And what you need the most is words of wisdom from those who have succeeded. And that's where NAIFA is so valued. The networking, what NAIFA members really want to do is pull you along when you're a young advisor. So we capture that in this action report with words of wisdoms from leaders. You see Paul there, but again, we try to really bring in a lot of diverse leaders. We try not to go back to the same source every time. But this was a really successful action report because I think that so many of the younger ones just really connected with it. And then they know, hey, NAIFA member, I read about you in this action report. Let's connect. And so it just expands your network as well. So these action reports are posted in the news and publications section on NAIFA.org. This one is called Profiles in Success that I have on the screen now. And this was actually, we thought it'd be a great idea to profile women advisors because, as we all know, it's such a male-dominated industry that the women starting out would love, love, love advice from other women. So this was a really good, successful report. And we are going to continue to do more of these. But we also do not just women. We've done reports on serving diverse markets. How do you reach out to other markets that whether you speak the language or not, or how you get to know the culture to approach these markets. That's a very important priority for us right now, given our diversity initiatives. We've done some on technology practices, and we're due up for another one on diversity and technology. But we would love to profile you. If you have an expertise in any of these areas, we will feature you in our action report. We promote them widely to the news media, to the industry, to lawmakers, so to educate them on our industry. There's so many uses for these action reports that we would love to feature as many NAIFA members as we can. We would write them every other week if we could. And finally, participating in NAIFA's awards program. So as I mentioned, for under 40, there's also the Young Advisors team, the YAT Leader of the Year, does a great job in recognizing outstanding young leaders. Diversity Champion Award is every year on members who really promote the cause of diversity and how they can reach diverse markets. The NAIFA Quality Award, and then finally the John Newton Russell Memorial Award, which is more of a Lifetime Achievement Award. So whenever you win any of these awards, we make sure we put out that press release, we send it to your local media, so your local community also knows that you have been recognized by your professional association. Other press release templates we do for you, first of all, when you first join. That's important. That's important to us. So we have templates for you as a new NAIFA member, that your name, you just fill in your name, that you joined as a NAIFA member, that shows you care enough about being an advisor to grow your knowledge, grow your business, advocate on behalf of your clients. It says all those great things about you, and then we will send them to your local media. You can send them to your local media if you'd like, just let us know. But we want to make sure that when you join NAIFA, that everybody knows. We also have templates for when you participate in the congressional conference, which is actually next week. That's really important to us because it shows that you're taking time out of your very, very busy practice to advocate on behalf of the industry, on behalf of your clients. That's a great release. We love that one. And then the release that we give you, the template where you can fill in your name for the performance and purpose, which also shows that you care enough to go to your professional association's industry conference to grow your knowledge and network and mingle with the best and the brightest, hear from the best and the brightest, and learn as well. So that's a great thing to put out in your community. And finally, like the 4 under 40, we make sure we give you templates when you win an award. Moving along here, Advisors You Can Trust, the consumer website. So advisorsyoucantrust.org, we talk about who we are, what you do, who you serve. There's a blog we call Learn from the Best, and Find an Advisor. So of course, when you become a NAIFA member, you're here, you're in Find an Advisor. We promote this site to consumers. They need to find an advisor. They can click there, put in the zip code, and you will pop up. This is going to be evolving. This database is going to be much more robust moving forward. But for now, we want to make sure as a member that you are an advisor you can trust, so consumers can go to the site and find you. Another way to participate in Advisors You Can Trust is to write a blog. If you have some really interesting tips on a niche market or any strategies on 5 tips on how to retire at age X, send us that blog. We'd be happy to read through it. Even if you don't feel comfortable writing yourself, we'll work with you. We have a great editor. We have great editors here on staff, and we can give you story ideas. But we want to make sure that this is your blog, that you can have your own byline. I'll give you an example. Give you your own byline on how you can position yourself as an authority. So you can send consumers who or prospective clients and say, hey, I actually know what I'm talking about. I'm published here. So this is one from Bob Quinlan. He's from NAIFA, Minnesota. He wanted to write about how to achieve financial wellness, and we think that worked out really well. And then we promote this widely so other people see it beyond anybody just reading this site. All the member profiles, we call them profiles, but it's really your blog post, so it's really what you want to write about. This is just a sample of some that are on the homepage, and that actually arrow up there rotates, so there's more. We want to refresh this as much as we can. We want to just keep feeding this consumer website, so we feature you with your brilliant tips that you have on insurance and financial advice. And then finally, the message that we're constantly talking about, because it's something we're really proud that our members serve Main Street. And we know you do because we have proof. We have done research. Late last year and early this year, we did a survey, and almost 700 NAIFA members responded to our survey, which is really great, and it's also very valid. And the results were that 9 out of 10 members reported that they serve middle-income individuals and families. And that is very meaningful. It's meaningful because the message that we take to many places, to lawmakers, to consumers, to the media, is you don't have to be rich to work with a financial advisor. That's a perception out there that you might hear. But some people are concerned that working with a financial advisor is going to cost them a lot of money. But it's not. And if they don't have a lot of money, there are NAIFA members available to help and to guide them. So we did this survey. We wrote a full press release. It's all housed here on our blog. This is the actual blog post, but also there's links on this page to see this full survey results, which the media really care about, because we can say all we want what you do, but until they see the data and the numbers. So we publish those numbers and your responses. The media release, Kevin Mayu, our CEO, wrote a great column we published on medium.com. It was called "Every American Should Have Access to Affordable Financial Advice." Made sure that column was read widely. And then there's a link here to the advisors you can trust. So the Main Street message is really important. And we put that in just about everything we do now. The reporters did cover the survey when we released it at the beginning of the year. I really liked this from Think Advisor. The editor said, "It turns out that what members of the key financial advisory group really do a lot is protect clients and the clients' loved ones against the risk of premature death." That's a really nice thing to say about our members. And again, we're really proud of that. As an advisor, if clients want to know who you are and what you're about, you can send them these types of articles and say, "I'm a member of this organization who really cares about taking care of our clients." This is just other coverage from that same survey, Financial Advisor. And then Insurance Newsnet, they interviewed Kevin Mayu, our CEO, who does a great job speaking on behalf of the members. You can put Kevin in front of any reporter and he will just say such really, really nice and true things. Happen to be true is a good thing from the start, and also from the heart about NAIFA members. So Kevin's a great spokesperson for NAIFA. Finally, we do a lot of tweeting. So if you are not following us on Twitter, please do. Look for these hashtags: Main Street USA, financial freedom, there's financial wellness, and then look for the tweets, follow us, tweet and retweet, comment. We're out there on all the social media platforms, and we want to make sure that you're following us and that you're growing our community. So that is the end of my presentation on how we can help you get recognized. And I thank you for being here. And am I closing this now? And I'm closing this, so I'm going to say goodbye. And please call me with any questions or suggestions, especially if you're interested in being a contributing writer, a news source, all of the above. And I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks a lot.